Ladies and gentlemen, oh god, this is bad. This is all bad. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to A Drink with Crazy. What's going on, everybody? I changed my office completely. I have no access to my headphones. I have no idea how audio sounds. I'm just going off of the bar. I could barely see anything. What's going on, everybody? I was promised free beer in the debt. I don't remember making that promise. What's going on? Oh, goodness. Okay. I still have some setup to do. Hey, so yeah, gonna obviously get the A Drink with Crazy logo back here. I gotta move the nerd wall kind of over a little bit, fill in the blue space. The goal of this is to eventually get a second camera setup. So we'll have this camera over here, and then we'll have like a closer camera over here. So I can kind of alternate between camera angles, because I want to kind of upgrade my live streaming prowess, as it were. I got some free beer. I literally just stole a couple pieces of our sectional, you know, our big wraparound sectional couch from the basement, and I can kind of see everything and kind of read everything. What's going on? Is my audio good? I think I need to keep the microphone right about here. I should have thought about this. What's going on? Let's go say hi to everybody in the chat real quick. We got Tiana 1969. We got Xavier Guzman. Where is my mouse? Dear good Lord. Bong Donkey, what's going on? Mario Trujillo, it's good to see you guys. Oh, goodness. And if you are still in the chat, Liu just showed up. What's going on? Oh, shit. Did I click the wrong talk show? No, I'm attempting to... Oh, okay, so... Full transparency. I absolutely hated the gaming chair that I had, the office chair. Horribly uncomfortable to sit in. Not designed for ergonomics at all. And I didn't even want to be in this room to do any sort of gaming or anything. So I wanted something comfortable. I wanted to be able to sit on a nice comfy couch, play games with my controller, but there's no way I'm going to take my really expensive controller and put it upstairs in my living room next to my TV, which I thought about, but then I was like, my German Shepherd would probably take it out, and it's not warranted anymore, so, oh god, he's transforming into a true recreation streamer. Oh, and like I said, the hope is I have some action cameras over here, and I'm going to figure out how to network those in to get multiple camera angles and views. I still have to figure out how to get my my soundboard over here, which I don't know how I'm going to do that because I've got the bookcase right here. It's going to transform. It's going to change. What do you guys think? I know, it's a little different. I know. What do you guys think? Audio's good. Audio. So I actually, in order to do this, I switched back to the good old reliable SM57 with the windscreen on it, which is actually the microphone that most of you guys have said that you prefer even over my high dollar microphone, my my Aston Stealth that I have. And so I might just stick with this going forward. I have been complimented on this microphone for years. I remember one of the first times I was invited to Night's Watch with Shadiversity. He actually complimented. He was like, man, your audio just sounds so freaking good. He's like, what microphone are you using? I was like, this one right here. And this is the one that I recommend to everybody. But anyway, what do you guys think of the new setup? It looks different. I know it looks different, but, you know, I'm going to figure it out as I go. Probably going to have to invest in a wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard because I don't mouse and keyboard game, I controller game, so totally fine there. How is everybody tonight? How was your weekend? So, also, we've got some things to talk about tonight. So, Xbox is apparently rethinking their $80 price tag after Outer Worlds 2. We're going to talk about the new Star Wars The Old Republic game that was announced. Laptops in the future are going to have less RAM and less memory because that whole rabbit hole is still going on. Expedition 33 apparently robbed a game from one of the awards it should have won, that's a total freaking BS lie. We'll get into that. And then also we have a brand new indie comic that we're going to share tonight. Probably not going to cover all of those necessarily in that particular order. I'm going to do my best to kind of go through this in a way that I can clip these out and easily edit them. So I will still react to you guys. Expedition 33 deserved every single award. I will disagree with the exception of one, and I can get into that a little later. But there is one award I do not think that it should have won because I have a difference of opinion on the definition of a word. So, yeah. But no, Expedition 33 is incredibly good, considering how bad your back is from construction. I thought you'd be smart enough to get a proper chair. My mistake for thinking you would have a good idea on your health. Actually, so in my office at work, I actually have a good chair that's designed for ergonomics. And it's not my back that's messed up. It's my knees and my hips. My back's actually okay. Could you handle 9 mil Scoville gummy bear? 9 million Scoville gummy bear. My 12-year-old grandson bought one to try, and he is going to regret. What? I'm going to say regret eating it. 9 million Scovilles. I've done stuff like that before. No, not 9 million. I've done 3 million. We grow peppers in our garden every year that are 3 million Scovilles. Oh goodness. What is that one called? Something dragon. It's a cross between a reaper and like a reaper and like a ghost pepper and some other stuff. But yeah, we grow. Record. Oh, he's going to record eating it. Oh, he's going to record eating it. 9 million's high. If you're not used to it, 9 million, that'll mess you up. That will mess you up. What's going on, Brian Sanchez? Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the new setup. I did this for my own personal enjoyment. Actually, if you can see behind me this little black cube right here, I had a sound bar with overhead speakers, a subwoofer, and all that. So the sound bar, the 2 overhead speakers, there's one over here, one over here. And I basically gave myself surround sound while I'm gaming. So I can actually have the volume turned down, but just be surround. It's super cool. So I kind of turned this into my own personal little living room area. And this couch is huge. You could fit 2 people in this couch. It's ridiculous. So the kids were like, Dad, why are you taking part of our couch? I'm like, first of all, it's not your couch. It's my couch. I paid for it. And second of all, I'm taking it because I want a comfortable place to sit. And I think that this will be much better for streaming and just overall comfort and enjoyment. So with all of that being said, and hopefully I don't rip my mouse cord apart, let's get into it. The hottest thing he said he's eaten is curry. He's going to die. Curry's not even close. Curry's like habanero level. Curry, that's like only a couple 100,000. When you start getting into the millions, it changes things. It's not the going in that'll hurt. It's when the peppers come out that'll you'll really regret. You're wrong. I'm here to tell you right now, when you start to get up to that heat level, like 3 million and higher, which I have done, and you're not used to it, keep in mind, I've taken them fresh off the vine out of my garden, thrown them over charcoal and roasted them over charcoal, freshly roasted. I mean, picked out of the garden, freshly over the charcoal, roasted them, and then eaten them. And I am here to tell you right now, 3 million, even when you're used to hot food, will mess you up. Like in the mouth, like you will have a visceral reaction. I've got a video. My wife took a video and posted it to Facebook, and me and my buddy, we were almost puking in the backyard. It was bad. Why eat them? Just why? Okay, what people need to understand about peppers is, yes, you can eat them independently, but peppers are they're an ingredient. They're designed to be put into things. And naturally, when you put ingredients into stuff, they're going to add flavor, they're going to add heat, but you can also kind of dilute them. If you want so much heat in that specific pepper flavor, that's why you do it. Just eating them is just for, eating them just raw dogging it. That's for clout. You do it for clout, right? Men have done dumber things for clout. I've known many a man to do dumber things for clout. So, yeah. Jay Schultz, what's going on? The same reason for Tide Pod and the Cinnamon Challenge stupidity. So there's some people that looked into that, and supposedly that was an internet joke with kids that adults took way too far. And then because it got media press, it then actually became a thing. It was like its own self-fulfilling prophecy. It was very, very weird. I like to raw dog for clout. I like to raw dog for clout. I've been known to do it from time to time. That's how men do things, though. We're just like, hey, we're going to do this. Why? For funsies, for the lulls, right? For the lulls. So, oh man, what's your thoughts? Final thoughts on Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern? What? You mean Van Wilder Green Lantern? I'm sorry, dude, Ryan Reynolds. I don't think I've ever seen him in a movie where he has not played Van Wilder. That guy got that role young, and he has just never not been Van Wilder. Every single movie he does. If you guys have never seen the Van Wilder movies, go watch the very first Van Wilder movie, and then watch Deadpool. It's the same character. It's Van Wilder Pool. It's like, so yeah, Van Wilder Green Lantern, that's how I feel about it. I like his humor to a certain extent, but it's just been overplayed. I think he's an extremely likable actor with a likable personality, and that's why he's gotten a lot of the roles that he's gotten. The Green Lantern movie was not good. He's a typecast. He's totally typecast. Of course he's typecast. He's Ryan freaking Reynolds. Why would you not typecast that guy? Of course you would typecast him. Like, yes, that's a thing. So, oh, you know what? Before we go too far, hey guys, let's say a prayer real quick to start off the stream, so that way we can hopefully have God's grace while we stream, and hopefully, have a good night, because there's a lot of people that need prayers out in the world right now, and I think it's important. So if you guys have somebody in your thoughts right now, let's just take a moment to think about all the people out there that need some help and need some guidance and need some grace in their life, and let's do that. All right, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen. Thank you, guys. Yes. Yeah, God bless Mario Trujillo. Absolutely. No, I want to do that. I want to make sure that take a moment. Yeah, we're watching a stream. We're going to have some fun, but I want to take a moment that we offer our prayers to God for at least a quick second. One, let him know we're not forgetting about him. And two, offer it up for the other people around the world who we want to keep in our prayers. Obviously, you guys know my Discord. We absolutely, you got somebody you need us to pray for, you drop it in the Discord, and everybody, I will, if I see it, I make sure to @ everyone for prayer requests in my Discord. So, Ryan Reynolds is just too Canadian for me, as opposed to me, who's like slightly less Canadian. I'm mostly Canadian. Why dost thou prate about God? Whatever thou sayest of him is untrue. Meister Eckhart. Meister Eckhart. I know that name, and I don't know. I don't know. Wait, do I? I don't remember. Anyway, so let's get into this. So let's get into the first story here, because I think it's really fun. Hopefully I got the chat fixed. YouTube did a thing where it left like, you've got to sign in to be in the chat, and it just left it on the screen. So I'm trying to make sure I take care of that. But let's go over here. Let's make sure the screen looks good. The screen doth look decent. Xbox. All right. All right, segment. Segment for YouTube. Maybe for videos. Segment. Xbox to continue evaluating its approach to game pricing after walking back the $80 RRP for Outer Worlds 2. Monetization just happens in so many different ways right now, so we're going to continue to listen to feedback from fans. AKA, people don't want to spend $80 on a game. I tell people all the time, this is December 12th of 2025, so this is a few days old. Alex Forbes Calvin is a contributor, and this is gamesindustry.biz. Okay, so the head of Xbox Studios, Matt Booty, has said that the company is continuing to evaluate how it prices its new releases. Speaking to Variety, the executive said that the firm hoped to meet people where they are when it comes to how much its launches cost. You couldn't have... we're in an economic downturn, and they were just like, no, guys, $80. Trust us, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like, you have to be blind to even do it. That came right after Nintendo decided they were going to go for $80, which I don't think there is a video game out there that I would say is worth $80 to me. I just don't think that there is one. Not a base game anyway. Maybe if you get a whole bunch of cool extra crap with it. And by cool extra crap, I mean like figurines and, art posters and, like the stuff that they used to send you back in the day, like the steel books and all that. Yeah, that'd be cool. This follows Microsoft's June announcement that the Obsidian Outer Worlds 2 for retail, $80. Following user backlash, the country reserved this decision in July, and the sci-fi RPG launched with a price tag of $69.99. So it was a $10 difference, but either way, I think what we need to also talk about is a $50 game that if you purchased it within like its first week or two, you got a 10% discount on Steam, so it was $45. So effectively on launch, a $45 game being Expedition 33 came out and just swept the Game Awards. Just swept the Game Awards. And for a lot of people out there who aren't clued into like all of the games out there ever, they're going to get sales from this. And that's why a lot of these game companies pay attention to the Game Awards and put money into the Game Awards. Like it's really interesting that a $45 game beat the brakes off of everything that was charging a premium price. Funny how that works. Oh, and by the way, it was revealed they made Expedition 33 for less than $10 million. What was the price on it? What was the development cost for Outer Worlds 2? Have they even released that yet? Which, by the way, that was tactical thinking on their part. They finally released how much they spent on that game just days before the Game Awards. I think that was a good chess move. Our whole focus is on delivering player satisfaction and delivering player value, and we're always going to be listening to what people want there. No, you're not, because people said don't do stuff. Like, yeah, okay. We've reacted in the last year, and I think for us, the real focus is going to be I'll come back to the phrase meeting people where they are. I think there's going to be less of a focus on what's the top line price of a game as people start to engage in different ways with games. From our point of view, monetization just happens in so many different ways right now. So we're going to continue to listen to the feedback from fans. We're going to continue to balance that with needing to run the healthy business. But right now on the content side, we don't have any pricing updates. AKA, we might give launch prices cheaper, but we are going to add in more microtransactions and monetization to the players to milk you guys like the absolute cows that you are. I love the Microsoft corporate speak here. We just want to meet players where they are. I mean, well then, how about releasing a good game? How about, hiring some talent, firing some dead weight, and lowering your budgets, and or doing what the game industry just never does, which is keep on the long-lasting talent that you had that was producing the good stuff, giving them the pay bonuses, giving them the pay raises that they need to just stay with your company and to retain that stuff. I mean, if you want to meet players where they are, drop a good game, Microsoft. When was can anybody think of the last, genuinely good Microsoft title? When was the last time they did that? I mean, Halo hasn't been good since Reach? And I didn't play Reach. I think I was having children by the time Reach came out. I mean, when was the last time we had a good Microsoft title? If you want to meet players where we are, go back, look at some of the bangers that you've had, and put out a banger. It's for me, one of my favorite games, it's up there now. Fable the Lost Chapters. I love Fable the Lost Chapters. Most people love Fables 1, 2, and 3. I had my issues with 2. I will not play 3 because of those issues. But then they come out with this Fable game that's knockoff Fable, looks absolutely nothing like the original. And is that meeting players where they are? Because I don't think it is. I think if the philosophy moving forward is we're going to meet players where they are as far as price is concerned, maybe you should meet players where they are as far as what quality expectations they are expecting, because it just hasn't happened. Last couple Gears of War haven't turned out well. I mean, I played the first 3 but I played them as an adult, and so I didn't view them the same way that a lot of people did, because I was like, I just kind of have actually a great video. You guys may like the guy or not like the guy, it doesn't matter, but the Salt Factory just went and did a retrospective on the first 3 Gears of War games, and when he did his summarization at the very end of the video, it was basically everything I felt playing those games, because I'm just in a different place as an adult. So that's a big thing. But yeah, I think if the philosophy moving forward for Xbox is they want to meet players where they are, meet players in quality, right? You want to make money, sell a quality game. Sell a quality game, because guess what? When the economy is doing good, people will buy a half quality game, a lesser quality game. But as the economy gets tighter, as things get more expensive, you need to start delivering, because every dollar in this economy right now counts. It just does. So the corporate speak here about there's so many different ways to monetize now. We're going to meet players where they are. Okay, cool. So you're going to drop what? A $70 game, and then you're still going to have microtransactions and stored transactions, and God forbid, pay to win. Are you going to start chasing down live service like Sony's been doing, which has been utterly failing? They've had 2 or 3 live services out of the 12 that they were going to release that actually hit. I mean, come on. Come on. It's not that hard. You know that there's talent out there. Get rid of your dead weight. Hire your talent back. Okay. Give them some version of tenure so they don't and then give them the reins. It's like, we know most of these studios have lost their good talent to go either start new studios or do other things. And I just think if you're going to try to meet players where pricing is, which that's blatantly BS, because again, they're going to be doing battle passes and all this crap. I really think that they need to, meet players where they are in terms of quality. If you want to make money, sell me a quality product. That's where I'm at. What say you, chat? What say you guys? You're like a Dollar Tree Ryan Reynolds. Wow, that's cool. $80 for a game. Does it come with an ounce of silver? No, it doesn't. But it will come with insults if you talk about how it's too expensive. A baseline game should not be above $60. I agree. I never played Beyond Fable 1. Yeah. No, hey, what's going on? Got to play. Really interesting. That's why I went back to Guild Wars 2. No loot boxes and gambling. Just buy what you want. Looking at you, Elder Scrolls Online. I tried getting into Guild Wars 2. Put about 20 hours into it. Tried playing on the free side. And yeah, you can play Guild Wars 2 for free. But also, so they give you a mount for like your first 10 hours of play. And then they take them away from you and until you reach a certain level. I think is what that is. And that is blatant to be like, here's an experience you could have if you give us money. And I was like, everybody talks about how good Guild Wars is, but I think a lot of people jumped on the Guild Wars bandwagon or Guild Wars 2 bandwagon before they started doing stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, that's just, and I've never played Elder Scrolls Online, but I have heard that it is, I don't think I've ever played a Bethesda game, actually, to be perfectly honest with you. But, games were expensive when I was a kid, too. And I was trying to buy all the games I had. I always bought used games is what I bought. So, yeah, I've never played a Bethesda game. So whenever they announce a new, never heard of Guild Wars. Hey, dude, that's surprising, dude. Guild Wars has been out for 20 years at this point? When was the first one? When was the first Guild Wars? Because Guild Wars 2 is old at this point. It's an online MMO. And a lot of the Guild Wars community really, 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 really loves it. So, yeah. And So I've got a couple of games that were on sale this weekend that I bought. I bought Beyond Galaxy Land, which is an indie title that I've really been wanting to check out for a while, and it was on sale. And then I also bought a game that I heard was really decent, called Solasta, because Solasta 2 was mentioned in the Game Awards, and the streamer that I was watching, or the YouTuber that I was watching cover the Game Awards, he mentioned that he really liked the first Solasta. It's basically a 4-player D&D online is what it is. So, yeah. I just got Enderal. It's a mod for Skyrim that makes it a new game setting everything free. That's why I think I won't ever touch a Bethesda game, is because they have gotten to a point where they know that they can absolutely release a garbage game and then just wait for mods. Just wait for free labor to come in, fix up their stuff, and then not pay those guys. My goodness, gosh, this website's bright. Oh my goodness. That was a shock to the system. Who did Blinded by the Light? I just got Blinded by the Light. Who did that song? I don't remember. It's an old song. It was out before I was born. It's probably why I don't remember, because I wasn't there when it was made. And for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, you're so young, why are you making fun of old people? Because people make fun of me for being old, and I'm not old. So, your final thoughts on Salem's Lot. 79 version in the 2004. Salem's Lot. Which one was Salem's Lot? Why are you asking this question? If you like the Neverwinter Nights Expanded Edition, when you play online, you can play on servers like. I have Neverwinter Nights actually on my phone. It is my when I have to travel and like be in hotels and stuff. Just plug my phone in and literally I play Neverwinter Nights on my phone. I actually want to go out and I want to get a little Android controller or a little keyboard and mouse that I can hook up to my phone to make it easier to play Neverwinter Nights. But yeah, Neverwinter Nights, $10 on your Android device. Kind of awesome. Not gonna lie. I really, really like it. So, I have no idea what I'm doing in it, so I'm going to have to figure out, and I don't think I'm even playing it well. There is some experience being like, Bruce, that was a Bruce Springsteen song? Interesting. So, all right. Over here on Video Game Chronicles, VGC, my gosh, I have to figure out how to make this work. Director denies Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. I'm going to crash out on this one. I'm probably going to crash out on this, Divinity, and a bunch of other games. But let's get through the article. So, I'm not getting any younger. All right, this is over on Video Games Chronicles. Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic director Casey Hudson has denied suggestions that the game could be more than 4 years away, writing on social media, "I'm not getting any younger." The third Knights of the Old Republic game was one of the biggest surprises at this week's Game Awards, and almost as unexpected was Hudson's attachment. Yeah, he wrote the, the designer was the director of the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and the Mass Effect trilogy. So the guy knows what he's doing. As a director, he knows what he's doing. Is he going to have good writing, though? Because what a lot of people need to understand about those games, they had good writers attached to them. Okay. But this last year, he was working on an entirely different project before his studio was closed down due to funding issues. This is one of the things that I'm going to talk about and crash out about, because I think that this is a very, very important thing to talk about here. Fate of the Old Republic developer Acronaut is yet another startup from Hudson, and unsurprisingly, a StarWars.com Q&A confirms that the new game is in the early stages of development, which has led to speculation that it might not be released before the turn of the decade. Hudson, however, has denied that we'll have to wait that long. He wrote on social media, "Don't worry about the not till 2030 rumors. Game will be out before then. I'm not getting any younger." Fate of the Old Republic is described as a single-player, narrative-driven action RPG. Oh, so they're going to go away from the more tactical. Okay, so action RPG. All right, got it. Which, okay, we'll see. And spiritual successor to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Hudson co-founded Argonaut Studios this year. He said, "Our goal is developing the kind of games I love, making emotionally powerful cinematic adventures driven by player agency, narrative depth, and immersive world building." Conversations between our team and Lucasfilm Games led to an incredible opportunity to return to Star Wars, and once again, we can hardly believe we're working on such a special project. So, I am of two minds here. One, good for bringing back the guy that made probably one of the most iconic games in the Star Wars franchise, period. If you have ever played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2, it's kind of widely known that even though Knights of the Old Republic 2 wasn't finished and was done by completely different teams, done by Obsidian, most people say, you know what, it's kind of a toss-up. If you like the first one better, you like the first one better. If you like the second one better, you like the second one better. And that's just kind of where it is. The writing of the second one, I think, is more interesting. It has a lot more depth to it. And so that's a good thing that they're bringing back, you know, the OG and a guy who definitely has a pedigree in working on good games. What I take issue with out of this whole thing is like, don't worry about the not till 2030 thing. It's like, okay, let me shoot my opinions at you. I don't think we should be doing any sort of game reveal trailers unless your game is within a year. Is going to release within a year of that trailer. Why? Because that's like somebody saying like, hey dude, do you want to go out for your favorite food in 4 years? It's like, well, why would I be excited about that now? Why? Who cares? Because when they did the cinematic trailer, you go and you look this up and you're like, wait a minute. So the studio was just created this year. They're hiring on Indeed or LinkedIn or wherever they're hiring from. They don't even have a team to put this thing together. The guy's last studio failed because it couldn't generate funding. Now, I think a Star Wars project will generate funding. Okay. And they're trying to be like, this was the biggest surprise. And I looked at this thing and I was like, no release date. I'm sorry. I don't get excited for games that don't have a release date anymore. Why? I can't even guarantee I'm going to be able to buy your game in 4 years or 5 years or whatever. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Who cares if a game's coming out in 4 years? Because I don't. I really wish the games industry would go back to announcing games that are like a year away. That would be super cool. Because I remember that was the thing. They did the same thing with Divinity, the new Larian, the guys who did Baldur's Gate 3, and obviously Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, and then the other, actually, 4 Divinity titles that came out before those, which, again, I was unaware of all those titles up until just recently, because I didn't play them. I'd like to check them out. I've heard they're really good. But, again, Divinity gets a big moment in the sun, and oh my gosh, everybody's freaking out. We love it, and we're so freaking happy. And it's like, guys, why are you even excited? The game's not even gonna be here for another 3 or 4 years. You have no idea the impact. Some of these might not even happen. I mean, in the case of this new Star Wars game, I mean, they've been threatening a new remakes of the Old Republic for like 5 or 6 years now, and it's still not done. Or Knights of the Old Republic. They've been threatening that remake forever. Like, why are you announcing a game that it's in early development? They're still hiring team members. How much development can be being worked on the fate of the Old Republic? Which, not gonna lie, I actually like the name. I actually like the name. I think that's kind of cool. I do. I think that it just fits. If they're gonna try to kind of wrap up the narrative of the first two, that'd be cool. But how much early development can be done when you don't even have team members? You have a director, right? The guy who's kind of got the vision. You don't. No writers have been announced, right? We don't know who any of the art directors are going to be. We don't even know, like, the thing is too, like, it's like the Avowed situation. Do you guys remember the Avowed trailer that came out in, was it 2019 or 2020? I don't know. We covered it on this channel. We live streamed it. I think we live streamed. No. We just did a straight up video of it when that was announced. Avowed looked totally different than that original trailer. Totally different. Why would you want me to get excited when I know what our gaming industry is like? I know what the gaming industry is like, and I know that there's a really good chance That if I get myself worked up and go, oh my gosh, that original did CGI, fuck trailer was so good, knowing that the game's probably not going to look like that. Really? Come on. And your last studio failed because you didn't have funding. Now, I have heard a theory. Probably the only way to make this work in 4 years, which I still think it's stupid to announce a game that you have nothing to show of it right now, and it's still 4 years away. But I think the only way that they can make it work, especially as bloated as some of these studios can be, is if he gets a small team, they know what they're doing, they're talented, they've got some scruples behind them, and he's using some of the assets from his previous studio failure in order to make this thing work. That's the only way I think this works. Because they were working on that game for quite a few years. It was supposed to be like a Mass Effect type game because he wanted to get back to it. Again, come on. What are we doing here? Why are we talking about games that are 5 years away? Who cares? Nobody cares. I don't care. It's 5 years away. 4 years away. 3 years away. 2 years away. Don't care. A year away? Maybe. 6 months away? Even better. But, yeah. Total opposite. Like, everybody got super mad at Hollow Knight Silksong. They come out, they drop the trailer, 2 weeks later, game. And everybody, you can't do that. That's how dare you? How dare you? With all of these devs, and you can't just drop a game like that. You have to announce it and then give people time. And Team Cherry was just like, nah, here's our game. Here you go. And everybody was like, oh my God, why doesn't anybody else do it like this? Well, I wonder why. Because CGI trailers like this aren't for you, they're for investors. Right? They're for the people that are going to give them money. And the problem is that strings get attached when it comes to that. A lot of strings get attached when it comes to looking at any sort of company to give you a bag of money to produce your game that you just announced. So, again, why am I excited? Why should I be excited? Well, because there's nostalgia. Sorry, if you give in to nostalgia, you are emotionally stunted. If nostalgia still gets you to a point where you're emotionally stunted as an adult. And just straight up. There's no version of this where anybody should be excited yet. I don't know. Throw them out. What do you guys think? What say you? What say you in the chat? Where is my mouse? I need to adjust this setup. I'm not used to driving the mouse with my left hand. I need to get better at this. I need to definitely get better at this. Oh, my goodness. Royce, I'll buy you a beer in 4 years. And make it White Claw. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, now I'm super excited. Yeah, I don't know what White Claw is. I wish I didn't. That's one of the worst things that's ever happened to this channel. Liu, to convince gamers to get healthier so they can live that long. I'm only half joking because I've heard people be worried about this for GTA 6. I mean, GTA 6 is eventually going to release. Maybe. I don't know. The single player experience in that game, but I was kind of jumping on the FOMO bandwagon for GTA 6, and I just got to a point where I was like, GTA 6 was a game I had fun with when I was a kid. It's just not my jam now. The only game as of right now I'm looking forward to, and I don't like the price tag of it, but the only game I'm looking forward to right now is Crimson Desert. Based off of what I'm seeing, Crimson Desert almost looks too good to be true, so I'm going to wait to see reviews on it. But if I see good reviews, I might pick up Crimson Desert because that looks like it's going to be more up my alley. Tianda, 1969. These mods had the original game developers upgraded the nearly 20-year-old games for these mods. What mods are you talking about? Last update was 1024. What mods are you talking about? He must be talking about other mods. That I was disappointed on GTA 6. Got delayed. I'm thinking like myself, why they canceled GTA. They didn't cancel GTA 6. They moved the release date. If you're still hiring the team, you're in pre-development. Yeah, not early development. Exactly. If you're still hiring the team, you're still in pre-development. Exactly. Mario Trujillo. God of Plague. Oh, yeah. Vowed. Totally changed course. Uh-huh. And this is why I don't like long dev cycles. And this is why if you're going to show me the game, I want to see it within a year, because you can't, there's not a whole lot, there's not radical changes you can do to a game within a year, especially as technical as a lot of this stuff is getting now. It's just not, and it's bureaucratic. Let's not discount the bureaucracy that gets in the way of this. I've got to ask my 7 different managers if I can add this plant to this level because blah, 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 blah. Friggin' stupid, man. Absolutely stupid, some of this stuff. For my opinion, I enjoy GTA video game franchise. No. I got no issues if you enjoy the franchise. My favorite was Vice City. Like, my favorite was Vice City. I've never played, well, I kind of played 4, but it was on my brother's save, and I had no idea where he was in the game. I had no idea what was going on, and I didn't play it for very long. Never played 5. I played 1. Played a bit of 3. Played Vice City, played a lot of Vice City. Played San Andreas, a lot of San Andreas. San Andreas was super fun. Never played anything after San Andreas. Yeah. Are we adding Star Wars to what comes out for a Star Citizen or Elder Scrolls 6? Star Citizen's never going to come out. That's a money-making scheme, man. Oh, that's a money-making scheme. Get gamed, nerds. That's so true. The Silksong devs, right? Oh, the Silksong devs did it right, though. They announced their game. And then 2 weeks later, released the game. So, yeah, again, that's what you should do. Announce your game, release your game. What a concept. Had little to no marketing. Everybody kind of knew it was coming, and then everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, Silksong's coming out!" And like that was word of mouth. That game was straight word of mouth. Did really, really good. I heard that. Don't quote me on this. They are making Moana live action Disney. I said to myself, "Please don't. I just don't effing care." Well, I mean, yeah, but you're not the target audience for that. I mean. They can make, keep in mind, they made a Hercules game back on the Super Nintendo? Was the Hercules game on the Super Nintendo or the N64? I don't remember. Little ones, yes, I see, yes. Yeah, guys, I'm live streaming right now. Thank you, yes. My daughters are making Christmas decorations. Actually, give me one of those. Give me one of those. These are snowmen that my daughters are making. Oh, goodness, they're washed out. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
Nope.
Are those from the bed mattress?
Guys, stop. Hold on. It's really bright over here. Let me attempt to move my mouse. There we go. You guys kind of see it? Yeah, it's really washed out. Anyway, girls are making Christmas decorations and wanted to show me. We can mostly see them. Sorry, it's very bright. Okay. It's very bright. Yes. Shh. I was looking at that. I was like, no, we're going to show it. Yeah, these lights are very bright. I need to figure out a different lighting solution. I need to get my third light. I love you too. I need to get my third light in here so that way I can actually more evenly distribute the light, because I'm just beaming down two beams of light. I probably turn it down a little bit. I don't know. It's a little bright in here. What do you guys think? Is it too bright? Is it not bright enough? Let me know. You guys are the viewers. You guys are the ones that are going to tell me. And then every time I switch to a website, I love how I put my computer in dark mode and then told it to be like, hey, make websites dark mode. It didn't do it. It don't care. I tried. And here's the thing. I don't like dark mode, but when you're streaming, it should... And it changes the colors on the screen. It's not good. Read above. Crimson Desert could be cool. The advantages of Black Desert without the MMO baggage. Hoping, yeah. Silksong had a decent price point as well. Yeah, it was $20. We can mostly see them. Sorry about that. They are cute snowmen. Yes. The game I was referring to is Star Wars Empire at War. Okay. I'd never played any of the only Star Wars games I ever really, really liked were ones that you could play as Jedi. So if you guys want to see them better, you can better picks on Discord. Always plug the link. I can't get the Discord link right now because... Oh, do I have a mod? Is there a mod? Do I have mod? How do I... Where is the Discord link? How do I do that? Do you guys know? Invite to server. That's how I do it. So we're going to copy. Oh my gosh. Wait, can I do this? Did I just do the thing? Oh my gosh. Did I plug my Discord link? Oh. Wait. I did. Maybe. There it is. Awesome. I'm going to close Discord now because it makes noises when I'm live streaming. Makes all of the noises. You know what? I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to turn that around. Mario Trujillo for $2. Thank you for the super chat, dude. I'm going to check how long that link is active for. I don't know how to check that. That's nice to know. I used to just post my Gilded link when we had Gilded, and then it would just always be there. For $2, enjoy these moments, Royce. They go by fast. Trust me, dude, I know. Like, trust me, I am well aware. My oldest is 13. I've seen a lot of time go by already. So, he did the link. Buy him a beer in 4 years. Yeah. Hey, guys. Yeah, you guys are going to buy me a beer in 4 years. Gosh, doesn't that get me excited today? Oh, man. Oh, I hate these long marketing cycles. I hate them. I just genuinely hate them. They suck. The long marketing cycles are terrible. They're just terrible. All right. Let's go to this one because this is interesting. This is going to affect the world. I don't crash out as hard as I used to and yell and scream about stuff unless I'm like really, really angry on stuff. So my crash outs are a little more mild now. What do you think, chat? I'm getting old. I can't crash out like I used to. You start crashing out super hard when you get old. Oh, dude, it hurts the back. All of a sudden you crash out and you're like, man, I just pulled something I didn't know that I even had. The funny part is too, most days I still feel like I'm 18, 20 years old. And I can still do most of the stuff that I've done. I've taken fairly good care of myself most days. Then there are some days I wake up and I'm like, how did I lose a fight to a blanket? I felt like I got hit by a car. I'm like, I just went to bed. Oh, man. One day he's opened his door to a pallet of assorted White Claw. And remember this bit. Please no. Because I am terrified that you guys would actually put a collection together to buy me a pallet of White Claw. And the problem is like if I have a pallet of White, I'm not going to go out and buy regular beer because like I already have alcoholic beverage here. And then the problem is I'm going to end up just drinking that stuff. And you can drink something so much that you just eventually like it. And that's what worries me. I did that with coconut water because coconut water is actually really helpful for you. If you have sore joints and sore muscles and stuff like that, coconut water, an old boss of mine told me that. And I was like, no. And he's like, dude, I'm telling you. And back when I was playing Airsoft, for a few years there, which you guys can still go see the Airsoft channel, I used to drink a coconut water before I would play and after I would play. And I'm going to tell you right now, the difference in my muscles healing was noticeable. So do it. Oh, nice idea. Let's do this. No, don't crowdfund a fucking... We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on. All right. From Tech for Gamers. All right, Tech for Gamers. Laptops with 8 gigabytes of RAM could be the new mainstream amid shortage and inflated prices. So we're going back 10 years on laptops? More? Chat, help me out here. When did we start getting laptops that had more than 8 gigabytes of RAM? Let me know, because that's a very interesting thing. So it's December 15th, 2025. This is today. All right. The DRAM shortage is causing a stir in the industry as trends are shifting quite vigorously. Previously, it was reported that the smartphones with 4 gigabytes of RAM are making a return. See, your phone, your laptop, if your fridge has a little smart tablet in it, if you're, for some reason, you want a smart washer and dryer, if you want your vehicles, if they have any sort of processing power, if they use any sort of RAM in that, if they use anything that needs to use DRAM at all, and then on top of that, this affects CPUs and a whole bunch of other stuff because you've got to have certain parts to work with other parts. Legendary Drops did a phenomenal video this last week. Go watch Legendary Drops. I think it's called They're Ruining Everything. Watch his video. He does a great breakdown of all of this and how it literally, this RAM thing is just going to fester through the economy like polluted water. They're polluting the water upstream, and all that pollution, that economic pollution is just going to flow down, and it's going to poison the rest of us. It's going to get insane. Previously, it was reported that smartphones 4 gigabytes are making a return. Okay, but things are not looking good on the laptop side of things either. Of course, they're not. A report has further revealed that even laptops with 8 gigabytes of RAM could be the new mainstream amidst memory shortage. This will majorly impact the mid-range segment, which accounts for the biggest chunk of users. Why it matters? Because 16 gigabytes of RAM had become kind of a no-brainer with laptops, with some low-end ones also coming with the same configuration based on affordable DDR5 kits that have become based on how affordable DDR5 kits had become until recently. Okay, a recent report from TrendForce rang up an alarm bell for mid-range laptops as well. While previously most mid-range laptops either came with or were transitioning towards 16 gigabytes of RAM, this won't be the case anymore. So this is your mid-range. These aren't even your top-range laptops. These are your mid-range laptops. We're going to have double the amount of RAM. Which, I don't know if you know this, you go look at a lot of recommended specs for those of you who like to play games. Do you like the video game? I don't know if you like the video game. Some of you have been talking about video games. Do you like them? Do you want to play them? Well, if you buy new hardware in today's day and age, they're not going to have enough RAM for you to even do that. Your 10-year-old thing that's getting ready to die probably has more RAM and is probably going to be able to play. But guess what? It's getting old. It's going to die. And they ain't going to make parts to replace it. Not unless you know a tech wizard. I don't know a tech wizard. I live in a small town in Iowa. They don't have tech wizards out here. They have tractor wizards. Lots of tractor wizards out here. No, tons of tractor wizards. Okay? They got farm wizards and plant of corn. They got corn wizards. Not a lot of computer wizards where I live. If my computers die, I don't know how I'm going to replace them. I mean, thankfully, ours are kind of custom, so if it got real bad, I'd just have my buddy come out for a week and we'd go buy some parts and maybe fix what we needed to if we could troubleshoot it properly. But yeah, that's assuming that the RAM doesn't go down. Okay. Things have taken a step backwards, and 8 gigabyte laptops will be more common now. As DRAM supply is limited, the price of 16 gigabyte kits, can't speak right now, have shot out of reach. Manufacturers will be sticking with lower configurations to manage cost. High-end laptops will, of course, still come out with higher configurations, but we can expect prices to increase significantly. That's even worse than the major chip manufacturer has warned that this crisis will last till 2028. Holy crap. So we are expected to have chip manufacturers not correct this situation. We're going to have rising costs on computer hardware and computer infrastructure for another 3 years. Well, 2+ at this point because we're almost in 2026. And a lot of people, I think, look at this, and this is a point that was raised raised when I was watching Legendary Drops. It's like, what people don't understand, this doesn't just affect gamers. Do you work at a company that uses computers? Guess what? Your company's computers just got more expensive. Do fast food joints use computers to type in your order? Guess what? Your fast food just got more expensive, right? Do the cash registers at grocery stores use computers? Guess what? Your groceries just got more expensive. How about the electronic logbooks that have to be kept in over-the-road trucks now? You know, semi-trucks, tractor trailers, whatever you prefer to call them. Guess what? They just got more expensive. Okay? Everything that uses a computer, is now more expensive, which means they're going to have to recoup that cost somewhere. And guess where they're going to get that from? You, the customer. All because we're chasing after this AI dream that may or may not even be viable. You know, when they come out with these statistics and they're like, well, AI, it's just in everybody's daily life. I mean, I was talking with a buddy of mine about this. And I was like, dude, do you use AI? I mean, outside of like, I guess technically I use Brave browser. He uses Google. And it's like when you search something, it gives you that automatic like AI collection of results, which unless you actually click the links and follow it may or may not be true. Some of it's, you know, and it's like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess technically I have to use AI because it's just in a Google search now. But no, I'm not using like Chat GPT to write stuff. I'm not using the generative AI to make images and things like that. Like most customers out there, most people in the markets right now, we don't give it. It's not providing us any value. The only thing it's doing right now is it's laying people off and it's increasing the price of everything. Remember when layoffs used to make stuff cheaper and more affordable or sustainable? And now they're laying people off and then dumping, what was it, half of the US's GDP into this? And I can't remember the executive off the top of my head. Was it the guy that did OpenAI, or it was one of the executives in this AI stuff? And he flat out said, he's like, if we stopped right now, it would crash the economy. They have dumped trillions of dollars into this thing that is not providing any tangible value to anybody today. All it's doing is increasing prices and laying people off. And now we're going to see exactly how it's going to increase prices, because every single company out there that needs this technology to function, well, guess what? They're going to pay more for it. They're going to get less and pay more. You're going to get less RAM. You're going to get less good quality parts, because all the good quality parts are going to be bought up by these massive data centers. Please tell me, make it make sense how AI is this guy. And you know what? I think most people realize this. Most people are calling BS. Problem is, you can't tell stupid people with a lot of money that they're stupid. Well, we make a lot of money. We must not be stupid. Yeah, well, hold on. But you're losing a lot of people a lot of money. You yourself might be making money, but that's selfishness, man. So you're doing this at the cost of others. You're putting your boot on the throat of the economy in order to chase after something that has no viability right now. Willing to sacrifice people to the AI gods. Really? Is that where we're headed? Because that's not something that I think I even care about. And honestly, like I said, I'm kind of one, I don't really care. Like if you want to come out with a new technology, cool, fine, whatever. Like that just happens, you know? At one point in time, we used to hook a plow up to a back of a mule and plow a field. We don't do that anymore for obvious reasons. You know? At one point in time, you had a horse and buggy. Some people still use the horse and buggy. We call them the Amish, and we need to watch out for them on the roads out here because they can just pop out of nowhere. It's fucking wild. You'd be doing like 65 down the road, and then all of a sudden there's just a horse and buggy, and you're just like, gotta slow down. It's true. But most people use cars. They want to do AI, okay, cool. It's going to be the new Photoshop, whatever. But at the cost, at trillions of dollars, at the complete and utter, like, downgrading of the economy, that's not something I can get behind. Like I said, I don't care. You want to make a comic book generating images with AI? I don't care. You want to use Chat GPT to write a book with AI? I don't care. I mean, if it's good, it's still going to sell, right? I mean, my wife's told me plenty of books that she's read before, and she's like, oh no, they're written absolutely terribly. Still sold well. You know, and it's just one of those things that I'm like, but you can't use this to sacrifice people to it. And that's just what it feels like. As long as they're making money, right? As long as they're making money, it's fine. You're not allowed to make money because you don't make AI. You're not allowed to make it. So it just, yeah, it bothers me. Good night, Xavier Guzman. Good night, man. Oh, that was a while ago. My bad. Tractor Wizard will be my new D&D class. I call our lead welder. He's not really, it's not his title. He's our shop guy. But I tell him that he's the shop wizard. I told him the other day, I was like, dude, he's like, I'm just a dumb old shop worker. And I was like, no, you're at least a mid-grade wizard because he's got a lot of knowledge. My husband recently reworked his mom's laptop. Glad he did it before this stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's crazy expensive right now. Mario Trujillo, 2019 was when I noticed laptops having at least 64 gigs of RAM. Holy crap. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. You're not going to get a 64 gig. You're not going to get a 64 gig setup now. That's just not possible. That's just not going to happen. So, I was talking with my boss about all this, and there may be some hope for the market stabilizing again, but it's all about waiting to see what happens. Yeah, Bill McHuston, how do you stabilize a market right now? Like, they are all in flux. It's absolutely insane. It's just crazy. I'd tell you to ring up my dad's business, Customer Corner Computers, but he's in Wisconsin. I'll be in Wisconsin, and I'll be in Wisconsin. Like, I live very close to the Wisconsin border. Depending on where he is, if the prices are right, I don't care. I'll be driving 4 hours into Wisconsin for Christmas to go to Christmas dinner. So, am I going to mess up my microphone? Yep, totally messed up my microphone. Absolutely messed up the microphone. Don't forget wrestling and crack wizards. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, they have wrestling wizards out here. Yeah, Rice. Iowa was a lot of those. Some even multi-class. That's right, because you've got wrestling tractor wizards. You've got crack tractor wizards. Wrestling corn wizards. Tractor corn wizards. Lots of multi-classing with the wizards.
Corn wizard?
Yeah, they make corn out in the fields.
Oh. Okay. Let me take my
My wife is just like, what are you talking about? Bishop, get out from under my desk.
Bishop. No. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Take your... And let me take my coat.
I got the dog over here wanting to knock my computer over. Get under my desk and knock my computer over. That would be bad. My heart would sink. I would probably gasp audibly. So I prefer to address them as Truck Goons or Optimus Primes. I just started using AI to make music lyrics. I wrote came to life. That's mostly it. Right. Charlie Burns has a good anti-AI bit. Charlie Burns, he went hard on that video. I saw that one. That was a great reel. That was awesome. Yeah, these data centers are they're destroying local ecologies, they're destroying water sources, they're increasing the price of electricity everywhere they go, they're downgrading the quality of living, they're ruining property values for people, which don't get me wrong, I think property value needs to come down, but in a stabilized way, not in a cataclysmic way, because that's how you get a crash, right? Okay. AI can be the new NFT. I hope it is. What you need to truly watch out for are the 67,000 California CDL holders that can't read or speak English and are killing people all over the nation. Yeah, we're not talking about that right now. Like, that's a totally different subject. We're talking about the rising cost. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't, like, not really out here. Like, I mean, what you also need to watch out for are, the high school kids that text on their phones and don't pay attention and it'll smoke you in an intersection. Like, again, people die in car accidents. What we're talking about is the widespread effects that this AI stuff is having on the economy. Like there's a totally separate issue that Liu says, ain't that when the market bubble pops, market stabilization? I wish it weren't that way, but yeah, with the Federal Reserve and fiat currencies and all that, that's pretty much how it goes now. All because some people got scared in 1907 when they had a market retraction. They had a market retraction in 1907 because turns out when you reach market saturation, things contract. The example that I give for everybody on this one is when nobody has a refrigerator, a bunch of people go out and buy refrigerators, and eventually when enough people get refrigerators, people stop buying refrigerators. And that causes a retraction. It's a natural thing. And yet for some reason, because of the stock market and because of these people, all they want to do is they just want to continue the increase in their stock prices. Graph go up. Graph go up. Graph need to go up. If graph go down, my goodness. If graph go down, how terrible. All right. Let's go over here. Oh, yeah, my wife got a chat ban on Call of Duty for using the F slur, which is a word.
Mask it on because it just says I can't be publicly. I was like, okay, well, can I still talk to friends? That way I can still hear Eden and stuff.
Uh-huh. So you can still hear friends? You just can't talk to the public? Yeah, because COD says you're bad.
But every Jew joke and
it doesn't.
Is used everywhere, and no one.
It doesn't matter.
The moment I said it.
Yeah, you, my love, you're not allowed to say anything against the LGBTQs.
I'm gonna use that.
If you say anything about the LGBTQs, you're screwed. Who was it that told me that? That was
should we stick to Discord though?
All right. All right, let's go over to this. No, Windows Central. I do not want your latest news articles because I don't even want to be on your website. I just found the article and I thought it was interesting. All right, Expedition 33 absolutely robbed this Game Awards nominee of a win. It didn't deserve this award. All right, we're going to get into this. Oh, I bet she was... Well, they don't view that word as inclusive. Anyway, Expedition 33 absolutely robbed this Game Awards nominee. Okay, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 deserved Game of the Year, but hands down, KCD2 deserves the best RPG. How does that make any sense when Clear Obscure Expedition 33 is the JRPG? It's a JRPG. How can you say that this game is obviously Game of the Year, but in the category of game that it's obviously not the best? What? And you can say, well, no, overall and round, no, shut up. No. And here's why. Because when it comes to games, this is a popularity contest. What do people like the most? Well, guess what? And I do have a problem with one of the awards, and I will get into that. But I can explain it very well because I thought about this for a while because I just don't like the definition of it. But let's go. So let's go here. Okay. So before the internet, I don't care about that. Okay. However, yeah, this is just like, internet, don't hate me, please. I'm just a journalist. You're a journalist. You deserve to be fucking hated. Your job's going to get outsourced to AI. That's actually, you know what? That's one good thing that is going to come from AI is we're not going to have to deal with these fucking journalists anymore. It's going to be awesome. However, I don't believe it deserved to be the best RPG award, which, of course, did, along with 8 others, including GOTY. It was up against the likes of Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, and Monster Hunter Wilds, as well. I think you could argue that any of these three had stronger RPG systems than Expedition 33, Outer Worlds 2 especially. There was one nominee that handily beats it in this respect. This game is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Warhorse's studio gigantic medieval sequel to its original 2018 title, and easily one of the, if not most expansive yet deep RPGs I've ever sunk my teeth into. So what they're saying here is because of the actual like role-playing elements that you get in the game, which I'm sorry, RPG has, in the modern colloquial sense, like RPG doesn't. You just said that Monster Hunter Wilds was an RPG. There's like no role playing in that game at all. There's choose your weapon, choose your loadout. That's not RPG. So if you're going to accept, and this is where I don't like how this person is arguing. If you're going to accept a game like Monster Hunter Wilds, which is not a role-playing game, is perfectly fine in that category, you've already completely dismissed your argument for this on the... Like, it doesn't make no sense. You don't make sense. All right. I can understand it losing Best Narrative Game of the Year to Expedition 33, but RPG? No way, man. Wow, you actually said man. You didn't say they, them. Oh, I'm proud of you. Oh, no way, man. You used the universal. Oh, look at these little journalists all growing up, getting away from their little they, them languages. Oh, so proud of you. Wait, what's your name? Who am I proud of? I want to say this is Windows Central, by the way. Who wrote this? Brendan Lowry. Oh, I'm so proud of you. So adorable, right? I can't. I have a beer in one hand and a mouse in another.
Confused everyone.
I know. Yeah, right. Oh, okay. Now, that's not to say Expedition 33 isn't a great RPG in its own right. It got some very impressive options for building each member of your party and your party as a whole. Well, yeah, but admittedly, it's a JRPG style game, but there's not a whole lot of role-playing elements in the game. Which, by the way, if you haven't played Expedition 33, you need to play Expedition 33. It is the best game to come out in the last 20 years. Period. I would fight somebody on that. Well, no, I can't say that. I haven't played like Red Dead 2. So I would argue it's the best game that I've played since I was super hyped for games back in the day. Expedition 33 is unparalleled. Okay, with different skills and abilities, and you can further refine your setups with a wide variety of unique, powerful... Yes, we already know this. But even so, I'd argue that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2... Are you going to make a decent... Well, I guess you're a journalist, so you need to get your word count in. Oh, this is why AI is... Okay, so I'd argue Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 systems... heavy depth is far more impressive. Its adventure through medieval Bohemia feature a ridiculous amount of options to approach the problem, with crunch to engage with, and a world that's remarkably reactive to your presence and your choices. Okay, so that's actually a good argument there. This is a game in which anytime you think, I wonder if I can do that, the answer is almost certainly yes, you can. Go wild. Sneak, steal, scare, sweet talk, all of those are more options available, whether you're diving into one of KCD's 2's countless nuanced side quests, or simply trying to figure out how to get your hands on a fancy suit of armor you saw in a shop. Patient players can even brew potions, fortify their skills, high-quality weapons, and tools to sell. Okay, so this here, he focuses solely on all of the actual RPG elements that make an RPG an RPG. Let me know, guys, how the background noise is, because my wife is over here. Just let me know if that's distracting or not. We'll figure it out, because I can lower it for a future stream. I'm not going to be able to fix it now. So here's where I'm at, guys. All right, so let's follow this one here. So I don't like that they're like, well, some of these other titles, you know, were definitely, they deserve to be, and it's like, okay, so Avowed, which I heard Avowed had RPG. It was RPG. Outer Worlds 2 and Monster Hunter Wilds. But I mean, these are like decision making and choice making that are tantamount to oh gosh, I mean, like Ghost of Tsushima. It's like calling Ghost of Tsushima an RPG. I would call it an action adventure game, but it's not really a role playing game, right? It's an action adventure. To have Monster Hunter Wilds in here, which is an action adventure game, it's not an RPG. This is, again, we've diluted the term. So let's solidify this. If you're saying RPG, meaning you get to role play, you get to do all this stuff, kind of like, the old school RPGs. The things that you did, the choices that you made actually affected the world around you and the things that you did and the way that NPCs would interact with you and so on and so forth. If we're going to say that, I don't know how many games even came out this year that were like that, because most developers are not doing that. So if we're going to use that as the definition of RPG, then yeah, KCD2 obviously wins, and I would agree with that sentiment. However, if you're going to include any of these other games in using the 2025 diluted version of what an RPG is, then no, it's going to be a popularity contest. If you're not going to stick to strict definitions, because I'm sorry, RPG does not mean today what it meant back in the day, right? It just doesn't. There are so few games that come out where you're actually playing a role, where the decisions that you make actually matter to the world and cause your character to be treated differently. It's one of the reasons that I say I absolutely love Fable the Lost Chapters. Fable the Lost Chapters, third person, action adventure RPG. It is an RPG. The world gets affected around you. It's super freaking fun. It's super freaking awesome. I love games that do that. There's just not a lot of games that do that anymore. And I think the RPG title just gets forced onto so many games that aren't actual RPGs. And the reason being is because it's popular, because you get all these wannabe D&D gamers. And I would say this, am I a tabletop gamer? No. Have I been in some tabletop sessions? Yes. Do I like them? Oh yeah. Especially if you get a good group, super fun. Do I seek those out as my normal form of entertainment? No. Do I understand what actual role-playing is? Absolutely. I remember vividly describing killing a dude by taking the bayonet on the end of my freaking space AK, putting the heel of my boot on dude's neck, and then stomping the bayonet through the NPC enemy character's neck. That was how I finished it. I also had some snarky insults to the guy. I understand what role-playing actually is in the term of role-playing games. And when you get games that allow you to do those things, yes, very good. But I don't like the argument that people are like, all of these games here are fine to fit in the category. If you're using the watered down definition of RPG, you're going to settle for the watered down winner of RPG. If you're going to stick strictly to the definition, then yeah, I think KCD2 wins. Now, for me personally, I think Expedition 33 had no right to win Indie Game of the Year. And a lot of people go back and forth on what indie actually means. And I told my buddy he's like, well, people kind of have different definition. I was like, nope, I don't. Hold on. Here's where I'm at when it comes to indie. Did you use your own money to make the game? The fact of the matter is, if you use your own money, and what a lot of people do is they think that at some point, even if you use your own money, you're no longer indie and you're AAA. No. AAA and AA are oftentimes referred to the companies that spend a crap load of money. It's a money barrier. So the way that I would say this is what happens when it comes to the indie discussion is, are you using your own money? Yes, then you're independent. Now, but what if you used your own money and it was $300 million? Does that make you indie? Yeah, it does, because you're still indie, but you're just AAA indie, right? You are indie AAA. If you spend $50 million, what are you? You're probably indie AA. And I said, honestly, let's just say single A games. Low budget indie games. I would classify Clair Obscur Expedition 33 as an indie single A title because it was a low budget, or I'm sorry, not an indie single A title. I'm sorry, they were a published, I'm sorry, not Expedition 33, my bad. Expedition 33 was a published single A title. They took money from Kepler Interactive, which Kepler functions more like a gaming co-op. They bring in a bunch of indie studios that can kind of share in the co-op bag of money, right? Which doesn't make them indie anymore. I would actually say that they're now a gaming co-op, which is something that I think we need to recognize, because if that's a different type of business model, we need to understand that. But I would say Expedition 33 was not independent. They were a single A quality of game through a publisher. So they were a published single A game. Hollow Knight Silksong probably had a bigger budget and probably had more money into it than Expedition 33. But it is an indie single A title. I do not think that Expedition 33 taking a bag of money from Kepler, basically not using their own money to do it, should be qualified as independent. And I think that we need to separate what it means to be an independent game studio and the money associated with developing the games. Those are two totally separate things. And I think that this is a problem in the discussion. What say you guys? What say you, chat? Oh, goodness. You guys... I already see people talking about the French. Oh, no. Oh, no. What, Ben? She was being inclusive. I have caught up with the chat. That happened to my buddy down in the South, too. We laughed about that because we were all in party chat at once. Oh, yeah. We have to be very careful. Whenever we get on Call of Duty, we all go just party chat only because things get said. Lots of things that we're not... You're not supposed to say that anymore. Yeah, well, I did. What are you going to do about it? We're going to ban you from this game that you spent $70 on. Oh, that's cool. What is a JRPG? Japanese role-playing game. I think Final Fantasy. Tianda, Final Fantasy. They can build a bunch of data centers, but no one wants to build servers outside of Amazon or CloudShare. Yeah, probably. Japanese role-playing. Yes. The guy in the green outfit looks like Royce. Green outfit? What? I'll take that. That's Gustav. That's Charlie Cox. If you're telling me I look like Charlie Cox, that's fucking Daredevil. I'll take that all day and twice on Sundays. That's a handsome son of a bitch. Absolutely. It's French though. Is it because it's turn-based? Yes. We don't want to start calling it French RPG, but Jane Schultz, from what I understand, combat is turn-based, but with a quick time attack. Yes. So it's like Legend of the Dragoon back in the day. Yeah, pretty much. The modern lexicon is so boned. Yes, it is. Because, again, the modern RPG has no bearing. It just doesn't. It really doesn't. So I've not played either game. I've seen some of both, though, and I own both. I'd probably play Expedition 33 first if I had to pick one based on what I've seen of them both. Depends on time. You can get through Expedition 33 much faster than KCD 2, I think. I'm pretty sure. RPG, rocket propelled grenade, right? Are always fun to play. Yeah, I agree. God of Plague, absolutely. Mario Trio, if you want to laugh, look up Steiner Scout Squad Presents Foundry Workplace Safety. What? Okay. You do role play a straight man year round. Fuck you, you son of a bitch. Does crowdfunding for a game count as indie? So crowdfunding is really interesting because basically what it says is that upon completion of this game, you've already given me the money for it. Therefore, you're going to get the game. It's different. You're not receiving it from a publisher. And you do have to give that game out. I would almost consider that like very early pre-sales. That'd be very interesting though. And that's honestly where we can go. We just don't have a straight definition for this. Is it indie? Is it not? You could just say it's crowdfunded. Best crowdfunded game of the year, right? Like, again, with different business models and different practices coming in, we're getting to a point where saying something's indie that definition doesn't fit everything. And by trying to be inclusive for indie, no, we need to stick to our definitions, right? If the definition doesn't fit a business model, we say, okay, new category for this business model. It sucks, but you can't be watering down definitions because then you end up with where we're at right now. Well, you couldn't win RPG of the year because it wasn't the best RPG. I mean, based off of hype and everything like that and the watered down definition that we use nowadays, yeah. Based off of a previous definition, no. But this is why I don't like arguments like this, is because Guy gets in here, says these other games are RPGs when there's clearly not a lot of RPG, or hardly any, especially like Monster Hunter Wilds. And I heard Avowed was so tepid, like it had very little. There was no role playing. It's called role playing games. But again, if you're going to say those other games are totally fine to be included in this, what's the problem? You're using people that, and that's the problem, is people are not using the correct definitions, and by just letting whatever they want to be added into this, it's watering down the definition and it's causing confusion. Right? Strengthen up your definitions, stand by those definitions, and you'll find it makes the world a lot more clear. When you try to say, well, I guess that could be it. No, that's not what the fucking word means. There are servers that take you to different regions, Forgotten Realms, 3. I'll buy crowdfunded book, but I have seen too many disasters from crowdfunding in games. I've seen a lot of disasters in crowdfunded books, too. Avowed didn't even have NPCs that moved or a crime system. Well, some games don't have a crime system. I don't think you need to have a crime system to be an RPG. Could, though. And ladies and gentlemen, and we are actually going to share this in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to share to you guys the recently launched Voluntarist Suit Saga over on Fund My Comic. My gosh, I've got to get used to handling a mouse with my left hand. Don't take that joke any further, chat. Don't take that joke any further either.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke. Voluntary Suit Saga. This is from Jack Lloyd. This is the third comic. It just released the other day. 8 backers. He's 22% funded. There 46 days to go. And you guys can go and check this out. I would play the YouTube trailer, but I don't have ears on, so I have no way to tell how loud this would actually be. But as you can see here, you've got a bunch of extra stuff. There's $40 tiers. Jack Lloyd is probably one of the best libertarian-minded people that I know in the U.S. Love Jack Lloyd to death. He and his wife work on these comics. He means it when he says that we need to put the values that we believe in out into the world. He's an absolute blast to talk with. I'm going to get him on the show too. Eventually, when I can get ears back on and I can conduct a proper interview, we're going to get him back on the show. But as you can see here, the artwork is absolutely fantastic. I believe he is doing some. No, that's right. Because was this Igor? I think he worked with Igor from Ripaverse on this one, if I remember correctly. I'm not quite sure. But if you guys have not seen our Jack Lloyd interview that we did on Iron Age Nights, you guys should absolutely go check it out. It was a freaking awesome interview. I love him to death. He's a super good dude. Tried getting him on an interview a little while back, but he was stupid busy, right? And just wasn't able to at the time. So here are the perks. You can get your different bundles. They've got cover A, cover B, the hollow foil variant, stickers, bookmarks. I love that people are doing bookmarks now. Character. And Igor. Yep. The Igor hollow foil from Ripa. Yep. I love Igor. I haven't seen Igor in a hot minute. You guys absolutely need to go check this book out. If you guys are a fan of supporting independent creators and a fan of people who, and just, check out one of his books. And if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. But at the very least, check it out. Leave a review. Let them know what you think. But I think if you want to support somebody who believes in a lot of the same values that you do, this is, right there. End the Fed. End the war. Abolish the IRS. Yup. No more corporate bailouts. If that right there does not make you guys want to go and buy this and Cap Comics volume number 9, then I don't know what's going to. No need to catch up on the past issues. You can get the prior issues on Indie Planet. So if you guys need to go and check out the prior issues, can I? There we go. I did it. Oh man, it's tough to, mouse, left hand. But yeah, if you guys want to go check out Voluntarist by Jack Lloyd, I need to get him here. I need to get him back on the show. I need to talk with him. Sit down. He's a good dude. Love talking with him. And again, if you believe in a lot of these things and want to read a comic book that, also has these messages and the things that you believe in, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, a little bit of a longer show tonight, but I definitely think that we got through quite a bit of info. What do you guys think of the new set? I think it looks kind of interesting. I like it. I do like the new set. It's very comfortable to play games in, which I'm possibly going to do. Maybe not. I don't know. I've got to say bedtime prayers with the kiddos. But it looks comfortable. Oh, dude, it's so comfortable. It's so much more comfortable than the old setup. So much more comfortable. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn this screen on and then I'm going to hit the music. Because I had to stand up to hit the music. Thank you all so much for tuning in to A Drink with Crazy. I'm going to try to watch the countdown for the music and time my outro accordingly. I don't know how well that's going to work. Oh, I have work to do before I do another live stream. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. Might not be able to write with both hands, but I can type and use a mouse with both hands. I can't. No. I don't. I try. Yeah. I can use a mouse. Oh goodness. I used to train myself to write with my left. Looks like our redneck show set. Yeah, probably. I need to move, again, I've got to get my Vegeta picture up. I need to get the A Drink with Crazy logo up over here. There's a lot that I got to do still. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Yeah, I might spend some time tomorrow when I get home chopping this up and putting out some videos. Some videos from the live stream. See what people think. So... and that way if people didn't catch the show, they can then go catch the show afterwards. And okay, it's still counting down. Wonder if I'm going to be able to land this. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody being here, and as always, thank you all so much. God bless to all of you, and until next time, cheers, everybody.